growth that you get, even if the child comes in with a blank slate, you get to mold that and you get to make them into just the best little students, and you get to instill that learning in them young, and you see so much growth. That's just the driving and motivation in them.
Some of them know exactly what they want, but for those who stumble around, I just ask them guided questions like, what do you like to do in your spare time? What kind of games do you like to play? What kind of TV or YouTube or whatever social media you like to do? And in asking those personal questions, it kind of pulls out some things that they're interested in, and I try to guide them to those types of books, and I've had a lot of success with that.
Our students come from many different backgrounds, and sometimes you just have to figure out where the kids at, and sometimes learning where they're at, that can be a struggle, but with patience and consistency, you definitely can get over some of those struggles or some of those barriers you may have at reaching one of our students.
The rewarding thing for me is to see them grow and shine. And I always tell them, keep shining. I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking, because I tell them that everything is possible in life, because they come from this school, from this area of poverty. They think they cannot do anything with their lives. And I tell them, no, everything is possible if you set your mind to. So for me, that is the best reward.
I do my best to let them be in control of the majority of their day here. I tell them what I want them to accomplish, but I let them decide how they do that. And it works really good.
Kids, I used to, when I first started teaching, I was a very transactional teacher. And since my change coming here, I've been very transformational, more worried about relationships with kids and, getting invited to weddings and baby showers and seeing pictures of kids as they grow up and friends on Facebook and social media that way.
Sometimes I feel like I can change the world, and it doesn't happen that easily. I can't just come in on a Tuesday and change the world in one day. So keeping me motivated is, I have to just remind myself every day my why and why I do this, and seeing the kids learn and achieve a standard or get to somewhere and them getting excited about it. That's what reminds me it's day to day chipping away. It's not changing the world overnight.
When you walk into Walmart or you go to the different stores, you see your kids, you're making connections with the community, the parents getting involved. Most recently for our homecoming, we had a pop-up market, and so after the parade, people came and we gathered and we talked, and I met so many more people and parents and just people in the community that care about Cordele immensely.
And what motivates me to come here each day, and I know this may sound a little cliche, but it really are the students. The students, when they see you and they face brighten up, and it can be a Monday, and because most time on Monday, everybody come in sleeping, but I try to be consistent each day, and I try to greet them with a smile, and when they see me, some of them be like, oh, you're still smiling, or something like that. But just the interaction with our kids and know that you're making a difference from there, and they're expecting you to be here, because I try my best to be here each day. That what motivates me.
My biggest motivation of being a teacher is to just inspire the kids to dream bigger than what you believe you can be, dream bigger than what people have told you you can be. And so that's my biggest motivating factor, is coming here, being a light to kids and telling them you can do something, or even if it's something out of the norm, like a lot of people, especially with art. A lot of people, they think art is just like a fun time, but a lot of these kids that we have at the school are very talented.
I'm actually a motivational type person. I motivate the kids, I motivate myself. I say, come on, let's get it. Just another great day. I love being here. Like I said, I love the staff here. I love the kids. I bother them all day, they bother me, but that just helps me get through my day.
I think seeing the progress that they make. With our kindergartners, they're learning their alphabet, they're learning their numbers, they're learning how to speak in full sentences, and by the end of the year, the growth that they have made and that they're showing is really what motivates me, because I know that we're setting that foundation for them.
It's crazy because I said the kids is like, got attitude problems and disciplinary problems, but they're the reason I get out of bed. I come to teach them. I like it. I enjoy it. You know, the day is never the same. Every day is different. It gives you a challenge, and so I enjoy that.
I try to find things that motivate them. It's amazing what Candy will do. We used to we'd play review games for tests, and that was one of the things was to give them candy, you know, if they won. They liked that, and I try to make my subject interesting so that they want to learn about it and try and come up with things that'll make it stick with them, you know, so I try to do that to overcome the motivation thing.
I feel like being an educator, that's my way of being able to make that difference. You know, and sometimes it's really hard to truly feel like you're making a difference. You know, I tell my children every year that we're a huge family.
As long as you just know that keeping the kids first, you can't go wrong by just making sure whatever decisions that you make, that they are the reason you're making the decision.
These kids. When I see light bulb moments, it just does something to my heart.
I love seeing children love learning. I do. I want my children to come in excited and want to learn. And I love when they come back and tell me, I went so-and-so this weekend and they had this and this and we learned about that in class. You know, that's always fun.
Became friends with them, really. You know, some people say don't be friends. A teacher can't be your friend. But I beg to differ. You can. And if you get both y'all on the same page, it'll work out for you.
I remember one of my first weeks teaching here, I had a student and she came up to me and she said, I want to tell you something, but I don't want to say it out loud. I said, well, write it down on the sticky note. And she wrote it down on the sticky note and she slid it to me. And I looked at it and it said, my mother just passed away. And my heart shattered, like we just held each other and cried. And that is just the epitome of, we don't know what these students are going through at home, but when they come to school, we're their safe place. We show up for them and they see that. They do.
I tell my children every year that we're a huge family, and you know, something that I struggle with is, you know, I'm not going to be able to do everything for every child, despite wanting to.
Our motto is, which I've put on t-shirts and I've shared with the faculty and shared with the baseball team, is just keep showing up. That's the hardest thing you do every day. You just show up. If it's a good day, if it's a bad day, just show up. Show up every day, and it's usually going to go your way more than likely.